So just a quick update on Coach Schmetzer is under our club's health and safety protocols, working with our doctors. So he's not going to be available for questions, which is why I came over and made a guest appearance. Hopefully it's a short guest appearance and infrequent. But yeah, I wanted to make sure you guys were informed. He's working with the doctors. Everything's fine, and he's just operating under the protocols we always have.
Is the expectation that he misses Saturday?
No expectation that he would. In terms of where it goes, that's up to our doctors. So, but you see he's on the field today, and he's feeling good. Under the protocols, that's the doctors will tell us.
So under the protocols, though, they allow for the possibility that he could be back.
Oh yeah. Everything works on their timelines and their testing and all that good stuff, which I don't have a lot of access to. So
how does it go? There's a test, and then there's a result, and then there's management of that.
I mean, the truth is, I'm more of a talking head on this one than an expert. So it'd be inappropriate for me to answer anything on the specific protocols of it. Brian's in it. He's the one talking to the medical professionals on it. And so, but for the sake of you guys and access and things like that, we need to protect not only him but everyone else. And so that's why I just wanted to update and make sure you guys knew he wouldn't be available for today.
Do you know if anyone else might be affected?
I don't. We have weekly updates on the players. We don't typically do it on staff members, but with the relevance of Brian's position, I thought it's probably the best thing to come out and make sure we made sure you guys knew.
Brian as a person, how is he feeling?
He's out there. He's pretty tough. I've never seen him sit down yet. So I played for him 20 years ago, and he sounded and coached the exact same mentality. And I would be shocked if we see him sit down and take a break.
Are you planning to talk about things other than Brian today, or?
I could talk about anything, man.
Okay.
Talk about that train. Talk about the amount of rain we've had.
We're getting into the summer transfer window. Yeah. There's been a lot of activity. How are things looking with Frontline Sounders?
Yeah, I mean, look, we have a good team, and we're halfway through the year. We're in a playoff position. We've won the Champions League. We have a lot of players that have featured that haven't even gotten a chance to start consistently yet. And so we still think there's depth in this team that can show up in the second half of the year. As we get healthy, which is a challenge of every professional franchise in the world. But as we trend towards health, it'll be fun to see how the coaches use some of the guys that have been injured / haven't really featured frequently yet. But we feel we have some good depth. We're still out shopping because we're the Sounders, and that's what we do. We'll bring in a player if we think they fit. But right now we certainly believe this group is talented, has more talent left to shine in the second half of the season. But like last year, you never know until the 11th hour what we may do. And so we're looking to add always. At this point, if we add anything, it'll be experience.
Did the activity of other teams influence your guys' thinking at all?
I mean, I don't want to downplay what other teams do, but our conversations typically revolve around our team. And, we get excited just like anyone. We have our initial reactions, then we digest, then we talk about it. We love when other teams get better. We like when our team gets better. But at the same time, we think our team can still compete at a high level. And like I said, the position we're in, having rotated the lineup so heavily throughout the first half of the season, being one win out of third place, already being Champions League champions, we're looking to add players that we know can come in and have a great impact on us. We're not looking right now for depth pieces or future pieces or anything like that. So call it shopping for a unicorn, but at the same time, why shop anywhere else right now?
Yeah. As a club, being able to culture competition. You just talk about that, the culture and the competition.
Yeah.
Even 20 years back.
Well, I would never insult a modern athlete, a modern player for the Sounders by comparing them to me or anything we did. This is an elite level. I mean, I was lucky to play in MLS a long time, but this game does not reflect even when I was there. So, we try to remember that when we live the glory days while we talk about these players. But the roster, where we're at, the culture, the competition, look, the coaches are great at keeping these guys on their toes. They keep fighting. There is such an amazing amount of respect between the players. When you watch them in training, having been around sports long enough, not every team has it where you can come out and compete and really go after your opponent in practice, and there's no love lost. A lot of times those turn into fisticuffs and pushing matches, but this group, the way the coaches have them going, is the culture's fantastic. They're allowed to compete as hard as they want to against each other and walk away still teammates, still with respect for one another. In terms of the way that translates, I think it gives a lot of our lesser experienced players the confidence to step in and perform well, like we saw on the weekend and like we've seen so many times already. Our coaches they're not afraid to put the players on. The guys know that. So when they get their chance, they also know they got to show up.
Saturday again, I'm going to stay with the culture theme, but kind of a big game, and just how exciting is that? I mean, for both clubs and the fans.
Rivalries are what makes sport fun. Fan rivalries far exceed whatever happens on the field. What happens on the field just dictates how much our fans get to enjoy it. And the fun part about these games for the players is it's different. Although it's just another league match, it's not just another league match, and we know that. We know there's more anxiety, there's more attention, there's more energy, there's just more focus put on these matches, and that's why sports is awesome. It's meant to invoke opinions, it's meant to invoke emotions, and I guarantee Saturday is going to do that. It's both teams do not worry about the way the other one feels.
You haven't been around this rivalry a ton, but there's a very strange stat that I don't know what you make of, but the Sounders and Timbers have essentially flip-flopped home field advantage over the last 4 years.
Yeah.
You ever seen anything quite like that, where the road team has had so much success?
No, and I'd love for someone smarter than me to make sense of it, but I watched it. I grew up in the Northwest, so I was a Sounders, Timbers. I was born in Portland, but grew up mostly in Northern Ireland and Eastern Washington, so I've seen this forever. I can't explain the last 4 or 5 years of it, but hopefully we can right that ship. We'd like to wake up and read a different headline this time.
Anything with Raul Ruidiaz? Obviously he's out here. Any update on him?
Yeah, great recovery. I think over the last several weeks, our group, our medical staff's done a phenomenal job. I think Raul's done an awesome job. The way he approached his injury, because you never know how a player's going to digest an injury mid-season, but mentally he's had a great recovery from day one. He was smiling. He understood timelines. As far as how he features, how much he features, that'll be up to the coaches and the medical staff. But he's had a phenomenal recovery, and he looks sharp.
Anything else for Craig?
I actually have a few, just 2 youth development questions.
Awesome.
Just about
Uh-oh.
a scroll. Like
Yeah, now I'm in trouble.
Kidding. How does soccer unite a city from youth programs all the way up to professional?
Oh, wow. That is a huge question. Teams, clubs revolve around culture, revolve around identity. And I think the dream of every club is to have an easily identifiable culture and an easily identifiable style that their city also accepts and is warm to. And I think Seattle has that. And so I think in terms of the way it unites a city, is it's just one more layer of soccer to cheer for, one more layer of player to watch, one more identifiable feature of local talent progressing through our family and all the way up. And thankfully right now we're seeing the fruits of a lot of hard work of the past several years.
Yeah, and just a lot of local kids, obviously, you're talking about them making the jump to Sounders and MLS. How cool is Washington as a state, and the fact that it has so many top-notch development programs?
I'm biased. I'm a Northern Idaho / high school over in Spokane, so I have a lot of bias towards Washington as a developmental state. It, to me, is a style of soccer that is unique. The Northwest is full of grit. It's full of hard work. It's raining. It's liquid sunshine most days, so you learn to play through a lot of conditions, and that's one thing I think these kids really benefit from is the challenges that our region. There's a lot of pressure from a young age to be good at this sport, and it's healthy pressure in the Northwest opposed to a lot of other areas in the world.